Hi everyone, it's Louise with louisemckayart, and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be voicing over because I had music playing in the background. And what I'm showing you there is an unmarked container of my pillow paint, which is my Glidden 6011N shown on the can there. That's what I use for my pillow paint, and that's what I use as my first paint that goes down on my fluidart creations when I'm using the bloom technique. Now, those that have been with me know I don't normally do voiceovers, but in this case, especially for the newer people, I usually talk through the creation itself, but I'm going to voice over today because I have Hans Zimmer, my favorite music, playing in the background, and I just didn't want to lose a beat. So there I was just spreading out my pillow paint, getting it to stretch out to the corners and sides as much as possible before I lay my paints down. Now, my paints are all mixed with my pouring medium, which is the Valspar 833124 in semi-gloss MinWax, mixed at about a ratio of 3 parts paint to 1 part MinWax. And this first color I'm showing you is Amsterdam's Naples Yellow Deep. That's going to be the first color down. Now, my paints usually run a little thick. My pillow paint runs about 3 to 4 second trace. My paints, once more mixed with my pouring medium, usually run about a 2 to 3 second trace. And as I lay them down, I will show you the paint can so you can see exactly what paint I'm using for each color. So the second color up is actually a golden color, and this is one I can't pronounce very well. It's golden, I call it Benzie, but the name is actually Golden Benzimidazolone Yellow Medium. And here's the paint container coming up. It's a fluid acrylic, and the best place I've found to buy these paints is Jerry's Artorama. If you have a Jerry's Artorama near you, you should definitely go buy, or if you order online, you have to get $75 worth of product to get a free shipping. So definitely worth that. So before I get to the next color, I just want to direct you to my description where you will find links to the products I use and links to some more educational type tutorials that you might find very helpful for yourself. And also I have a 10% discount code for the KS resin that I use. It's KS Resin Liquid Stone, and it is the thick version, and it is the UV resistant, but I have it spelled out in the description if you want to see exactly what I do use. And also I want to remind you to check out my playlists. I have a lot of playlists. I do a lot of functional art, coasters, clocks, lazy susans, charcuterie boards, yo-yos, a lot of things. But first, let's show you these colors here for that color I just laid down. It's a combination of Amsterdam Sky Blue Light and Modern Masters Teal. And next is my straight up Sky Blue Light from Amsterdam, all by itself. So I want to talk about color combinations. So often people have asked me where I get my ideas for color combinations, and besides many different things, Pinterest is a go-to for me. For this creation, I wanted a spring color with yellow as the primary star, and so I used that color combination on the left to create what I'm showing you on the right, which is what we're working on right now. So I just wanted to share that with you. I go with an idea that I feel like a certain color, and then I go from there. So these colors, the last color is Rust-Oleum's Harbor Sky with Golden's Payne's Gray. So I don't often talk about this, so this is a little insight into my brain and how I like to look at things. If you look at the right, where all those colors laid down, I often will start with a lighter color in the center, and I'll go darker as I go out to the end. And I do that because for my eye, I like to have something lighter in the center as a focal point. And as you work your way out, I like the dark color to frame the creation. So that's why I like to work light to dark. The first color you put down will mostly hang out toward the center of the piece, and the last color you put down, while it will show up in the center, it will also be more of a frame to the outside. So now that all the colors are down, it's time for the cell activator. And in this case, I'm using my American Floetrol cell activator recipe. I have a great video. It's 141. I'll link it above if you want to see how I make my American Floetrol cell activator. I'm using my usual Amsterdam titanium white, followed up by Amsterdam's Oxide Black. And always stir your cell activator before you lay it down, and you don't need much. Look how little I'm putting down. I'm showing you the colors that I'm using here, and if you put down too much cell activator, you're often going to find that it's not going to cell up because you just got too much down there. It's drowning the creation. So here I'm blowing straight down into that cell activator, and while I'm doing this, I'm going to point you to another video, my 419 video. It's called The Art of the Blow. It shows you how to find your blow in the first place with a little cheat because your eyes and your mouth don't see in the same place. And then I talk about how the speed and the angle of your blow affect the way the composition lays down. It's definitely well worth looking at, especially if you're having trouble with the blow or getting good composition during the blowout. So here all I'm doing is pulling the pillow paint to the edge a little bit just to make sure that that coaster is fully covered with paint. So as I get ready to start spinning it, that paint will know exactly where it needs to go. But also notice, I did not blow that paint out all over the edge. I don't have a big pile of paint dripping off the coaster already, because what I do is leave the development and shape of this composition in the hands of the spinner as I get ready to start spinning this out. I'm going to plug another tutorial here. It's my video 230, and it talks about how my coaster setup is there on the spinner and actually helps you not having flying coasters. So it's video 230. I'm linking it above. It's a 3-minute video. It shows how I have my spinner set up. And if you have flying coasters or a problem picking up your coasters, this will be helpful to you. So another little tip here I was talking about during the video about color is notice that I have a green there with that teal, and I also have yellows and blue. Now we all know yellow and blue will make green, so it's going to make a different color green than the teal that I have from the Modern Masters, but that's good because I want to have a very springy feeling color palette here. So that's intentional, but something to be aware of. You need to be obviously aware that your colors, when you use them, can combine to create other colors. And I just want to say here, I do appreciate you putting up with my voiceover. I hope these little tips and tricks and thinking help you guys in your creation process. So once I get the paint pulled to the edges, then I give it a little spin just to start that paint flowing in all directions all at once. And this is where the magic starts to happen. All the colors will start to stretch out, and you'll start to get the composition, and you'll see what you've created. And this is like the mind-blowing part, at least it is for me. I don't know how many times I've spun off and then look at what I've created at this point and say, oh my gosh, look at that. It is either so cute or it is so pretty or beautiful or whatever. This is the point where you get the full glee and joy out of what you're working on. Now, the paint I'm putting in the little container over there to the left is recycled paint. I will use that recycled paint after I strain it, and I will use it on ornaments or as a pillow for future creations. So don't waste your paint. If you can, clean it up and reuse it. And what I'll do is I'll strain it, and then I'll add a little bit of water to it to thin it down before I use it for other creations. So yeah, as I'm watching this back and voicing over, I'm just kind of going through a stream of consciousness here, just things I think of that maybe I don't voice during the video, but you get the benefit of now. So I think what I'm doing there is getting a toothpick so I can go dab at one of the white spots. And the white spots are usually formed when the pillow paint bubbles up through the colors and you get a little white spot that pops through. That's why you don't want to mix your paint too hard or too heavy, because you don't want to get those white spots. So at some point right here, I turned off music and I will go back to live audio feed. This is really cute. I woke up this morning and I said, I want to do something with a yellow palette, because I haven't played with yellow in a long time. And there we are. And these colors look great. And there's no metallic in here, except for the Rust-Oleum. Oh, I take it back. And then this is part metallic too. So both the green and the blue there are part metallics. And I'm sure you've realized that I do a lot of color combinations, because I do not need pure colors, and I don't need pure TLPs. I don't need pure anything, because I think colors work better oftentimes when you combine them with something else that's going to bring out the best of each other. I think we're done. We're 9 minutes in, and really I can knock these out pretty quick. Look at this. Beautiful. So cute. So simple. Simple colors. Although, good mixture of all these. You know, you got to look at your colors and get the combinations right. But yeah, that works to me. All right, I'll be back for the next one. So everyone, that's a wrap. Here are the wet results, and I just wanted to share with you that Pinterest picture again, and with a little Payne's Gray in there, it really brings all these colors together in my opinion. And then here we go, the final resin results as always, so I show you that we go from the beginning to the end without a hitch. So if you're new here, I do ask, if you found this valuable, please subscribe, hit the bell on all. I would appreciate your subscription for both yours and my growth. And if you all can comment and leave a thumbs up, that would be great. And if you're able to hype, that would be awesome. I forgot to mention, I have a private tutorial for coaster creation where I take you literally from the beginning, where I'm mixing my pouring medium, my paints, my cell activator with you, using those colors to create the creation, through the resin process and the finishing process, just like I'm showing you there. That all-in-one tutorial is available. Just email me. My email's in the description. You will definitely love that video. And that's all I have for now, everybody. Take care. Till next time.